Hi guys, this is Sidney. Today I was feeling drawn to record a video and share some messages. As the energy in the collective, the ascension energy, there are a lot of things going on. So you may experience some ascension physical symptoms. And so relating to that, I was feeling called to share some messages for those of you who may need this information, guidance, or whatever that is that you resonate on a heart level at this particular time that could help and support you. So as always, I'm going to let my intuition guide me through this. And also, as for you, always tune into your own heart and discern with your own resonance and intuition, whether this may be for you, this message, or if any transmission that is coming intuitively and naturally in divine timing, under divine guidance, I will let that happen. But I'm just going to flow with it. So we shall see. Okay, so the energy right now, since the full moon, has been very intense, in a sense that we are still having a lot of solar flares, which may be affecting some of the physical energy levels as you are receiving these light codes just by being outside, or just by being, existing right now. If you're living on earth, it's affecting everybody, but depending on everyone's unique vibration and frequency, it may play out uniquely. But in general, what you could be experiencing, or what you could have been experiencing for the past 10 days or 2 weeks and still now, maybe like a brain fog or headache, or a really strong crown chakra activation right now. So the crown chakra activation has been very strong throughout the entire month of the Libra season, and still it is taking place. So you may experience some sort of brain fog, or the energy of stagnation, I would say, because whenever these intensity of energies are taking place, it is really calling us to slow down, meaning on a physical level, on a mental level, emotional level. So physical level, what I mean by that is you may want to reconnect with your body. So if your body needs rest, you're going to reconnect and then provide that. If your body craves certain types of foods or nutritions, like certain fruits, certain vegetables, or whatever that is, that I would recommend you find a healthy alternative that is calling. It's all to support this energy embodiment right now and transformation that is supporting everyone in the collective, to basically contain more light within our physical vessel, and therefore expand our light body. Therefore you raise your vibration at this time. So that is one thing. And then another thing is sleep. If you are feeling called to sleep more and take more rest, take more frequent breaks throughout the day, if that's what your body is feeling calling you to do, that's what you if you resonate, you want to tune into that. So basically it's about, this energy is basically calling everyone to go and connect with yourself at this time, as our crown chakra is being very activated. So some may receive some clarity about certain situations or questions that you may have been having as a result of you connecting with this energy inward. So, so on a physical level, that's one thing. And also you may experience nausea or like a light vertigo as the energy is very intense and it's coming in and coming in. It could affect different chakras. Also, in the month of the October, this Libra season, what took place was the expansion of our the Jupiter energy, which is affecting our sacral chakra. So the sacral chakra is like the center of creative force, abundance, that is connected to the energy of limitlessness, that is at large and on a celestial level, a representation of the energy of Jupiter. So you may have been experiencing certain energies in the Jupiter or the sacral area. If you're a female, then you know, you may experience some sort of light pain, or the energy stored here in that area that is about healing all these feminine wounds in the second half of the Libra season. So in the latest video, I share that about the feminine wounds, and a bit of I shared on Patreon to release the energy with the moon lunar energy, the full moon energy this month. So that you could release and heal the female feminine wounds that you are carrying. And this energy is not just for this lifetime, but it goes way back to the generational trauma. So like witchcraft, or like in the medieval age, or even like what's coming is like Baltic, or what is it, Viking, all these like periods and historical timelines. Ever since we enter the age of darkness experimentation, the female voice has been shut off, or the psychic gifts or unique female gifts of creative power, intuitive power has been shut off by a lot of the masculine forces that was part of the experiment. So we are now recovering that by healing them and recalibrating that energy in the sacral, so we could expand and live in abundance and allow our creative forces to flow once again for the new golden age. So this year 2024 is the year of 8, and that represents infinity or limitlessness and the idea of abundance, and a lot of people associate that with manifestation. But to go in a larger perspective, what we are experiencing, or what the source has been telling me together with Gaia, that is necessary for us to do this, it is to serve Gaia at large, because that's why we are here in the first place as starseeds and light workers. So as we work with the celestial forces, the cosmic energies, the collective energies that are in support of us right now, when we connect to it, when we work with it, we are coming especially into or realization of infinite self within ourselves, that is relating to the sacral chakra. And then what is also taking place right now, or the past few days, has been clearing of the root chakra altogether. So the past 2 weeks has been intense, with especially around before and after the full moon that we had. It was the super moon that was very, very intense, with the lunar eclipse altogether. So altogether, this month of October has been a significant, in a sense that it is not finalizing, but it is wrapping things up that we've been experiencing since the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse that we had earlier this year. And so that's probably about 6 months time or so that we've been working on balancing our feminine energy and the masculine energy within ourselves. So this month we had the solar eclipse and the lunar eclipse together, and this eclipse season we are really being called to go deeper into our shadow aspect, to look into our patterns or habits that are not serving us, meaning it carries a lot of the patterns or the signature from generational trauma from all these historical time periods in the age of darkness experimentation. So what we are carrying and releasing is huge right now, and it's ancestral karma. So we've been dealing with, or the topics or the specific, I would say, not issues, but specific, what would be the word? Specific pain that you may carry in terms of inner child wounds, so-called. We've been working since heavily since late last year, all throughout. It was revealed some of the insecurity issues, the pleasing tendencies, or like ego operation issues of the masculine, the female, and then coming since July and August, we were wrapping things up to get to this point, right? In July, the divine feminine, and August, divine masculine, and then now in October, both divine feminine and divine masculine within. So this energy is helping us once again to tap into our God within consciousness. And this eclipse energy is especially helping us to do so as we are being really pulled to look into the darkness or the shadow aspect within oneself at this time. So it is really important for everyone or individuals to feel these uncomfortable emotions, or feel whatever that is rising emotionally to the surface, so that every emotion is information, so it contains key information for you to unlock, meaning expand your light, meaning your essence of who you really are, that is the limitless self. And the solar flare energy is very intense right now, and has been very intense, rising up in frequency. And the Seraphim Seraphiel has been coming on very strong, which I mentioned in the latest video as well. And yesterday, once again, that energy, that ray of the blue and the gold light is very strong with the energy right now. So it is really helping us to get into our higher self and higher purpose at this time, so that we remember and get onto our soul mission. Because a lot of starseeds right now and some light workers, they're not awakened yet. A lot of them are in the matrix, still avoiding the shadow, running away from the shadow, carrying on heavy traumas and inner child wounds, and still in that pattern. Because once again, the earth school that we chose to come is not for the faint-hearted, is what I'm guided to share. It's a very difficult school. It's one of the most difficult schools. So once we come in here, we forget, and then there are a lot of things that we need to navigate through in the shadow, in the darkness, and especially a lot of younger starseeds and light workers, like, you know, some of the millennial, Gen Z, and even younger right now. They come in with a lot of higher vibration already, compared to older generation who took on a lot of the shadow and really heavy dark energies. So they're mostly playing with light, and it's easy for them to bypass certain things on a spiritual level because they already have come in here with spiritual gifts and psychic abilities, or certain talents and gifts that are already at play for a purpose. But at the same time, this planet is very dark still, and there are a lot of shadow energies and a lot of family dynamics and environmental energies that carry a lot of these dark forces and a lot of disturbances. So they have to navigate through the darkness, and that could be challenging for them, because they have to work with the darkness. They're very good at working with the light. So because of this, they carry a very high vibrational, seemingly balanced energy. If someone's a male, they have balanced female energies within. If someone's male, female, vice versa. But at the same time, it's easy for them to be misguided or manipulated, or get into the ego and play in that matrix or the pattern. So what I've been guided to share in this video is that, especially in the spiritual community, a lot of these souls already have a lot of high spiritual information because they come in with a lot of the memories, instead of, you know, completely forgetting. And in the process, they could develop very easily the spiritual ego, so-called. And so someone may have a lot of knowledge and information about the spirituality, about all these principles and histories and ancient wisdom, but they're not very self-aware. They're not really tuned in. They're not really connected on a personal level, on an individual level. So this also needs to be balanced in the spiritual community in order for a lot of starseeds and light workers to step up as the rising leaders in their communities or within their own areas of what they're serving for Gaia and Source at this time. Because in the latest video I share that we need to release that part of the ego aspect, right? So also when they come in and when they didn't have a lot of experiences living on Earth, or if it's their like first time here or something like that, this is a very material world. So they could get very dazzled with the material things and feeling touch and senses, the foods and all of that. So they came here for that experience as well, on experimentation. But at the same time, they have to navigate through that and balance the spiritual with the material. And that's really being called for us to balance at this time as well, energetically speaking, is what I'm guided to share by Source and Gaia right now. So in order for us to do that, whether you came here with a lot of information or memory already on a soul level, or you chose to be in the darkness completely, carrying on a lot of signature of trauma for the generation or whatever that is, it may appear differently, uniquely, But what we are all being called to commonly at this time and to work with this energy best is to develop or continue to practice self-awareness, so self-reflection, and that is helping us to connect with our emotions, connect with our mental patterns of thoughts, and the thoughts that we are harboring, or the physical level, what our body needs, and connecting to that so that we can center our energy and then channel that to Gaia by grounding our energy. And with this, a lot of high vibrational light codes and solar flares that are expanding our energy body right now. What is taking place is also the monadic merge. So the monadic merge that I also shared in earlier part of this year's video, around, I believe, March, April time, around the solar eclipse that started to take place, it came once again that we are integrating the energy that started around that time. And now we are in the full season of the element of metal is what is coming up. So element of metal in like Chinese, or the how do you say that? Because in this lifetime, I am born as a Korean person, and at a certain point in my life, I was really drawn to study a little bit of this, reading the fortune. Like, there are a lot of fortune tellers in Korea and China and all this Asian cultures where they read the chart based on your birthday. It's different from astrology, but I used to compare how different that is. And there's 4 pillars. So the day represents who you are, the month represents the month that you're born represents your parents or your job, and the year represents your ancestors, and the time of your birth represents the future and your children, basically. So there are 4 pillars, and it's also separated between the earth and the sky, so the heaven on earth, basically. So it's like a blueprint of your soul blueprint of what you came here to do. It's like a destiny in a way. And then every year it's different year, and then you have every 10-year cycle, and it's all different for everyone. And then the bottom represents certain energies, and the top represents certain energies. But it's basically made up of 5 different elements. So fire energy, and then wood energy, and then a metal energy, and water energy, and then is it 5? Yeah, it's 4 elements, and then it separates into bigger and smaller in a sense. So the big wood, the forest, or the small woods, or big land, large land, or like little hill, or big ocean, or small stream of water. So like that's with all these 12 zodiac signs of whether you're a monkey, whether you're a dragon, whether you're a mouse, or in all of this. So it represents all of these areas. Was it? Oh, and the earth, fire, water, wood, yeah, and metal. So 5 elements. So they're like, it's all made up differently. And I just want to ask my spirit team, why do you want me to share this? Because this energy right now, they want me to share that this energy of expansion that is taking place right now, as we are integrating our divine masculine within, divine feminine within ourselves, that is helping us to realize the God within consciousness, which is connected to the Christ consciousness. And right now, especially with the eclipse energy of having us really feel certain dark emotions or the heavy emotions that we haven't looked into or that are still lingering, or that shadow aspect within oneself, especially tied to the idea of ego and stuff like that, or feelings of resentment, guilt, shame, anger, sadness, all that represents the lower vibration, and that creates or generates the patterns of negative thinking right now that is all interconnected, is because it is really helping us to expand into our limitless self that is connected to the sacral and also the root chakra, and then root that in to further secure this new finding or the discovery within yourself that you are more than this identity, or you're more than this name that you were given, or you are more than this job, or you're more than this role that you're playing in society. So we are merging with our soul aspect of the monad, and it's activating a lot of the things in the upper chakras, especially the crown up, and all the way to the stellar gateway is what I'm going to share. So a lot of starseeds and light workers may be experiencing all of this crown, third eye, crown up, all these activations taking place, while we're also working heavily to release with what's in the sacral and the root at this time, is what I'm guided to share. And with that, the energy of the darkness or the shadow that we are being exposed to, that is revealing certain aspects that we are attempting to release by realizing. And in order to do that, the only way is to connect with ourselves, meaning go inward and self-reflect and have the self-awareness. And so we are experiencing this vastness, limitless potential within ourselves, the old possibilities, that is all tied to our creative power of manifestation power, because every possibility exists, and you are the creator in the middle of it, the eye of the storm, and you are going to choose what you're going to align with which possibility, meaning different timelines or the parallel lives. So you may be also tapping into different parallel versions of yourself at this time, or parallel lives. If you already have a lot of psychic gifts on certain levels, you may see and have visions for that different timelines right now as the crown chakra is being activated, and you are choosing, and it is calling everyone to choose the highest possible path, that is to serve the highest good and release the ego altogether. That the message that came yesterday was, we are here, we have a lot of greatness, but we are not to, we have been using that out of fear or with fear as motivator, but now we are being called to transform the energy and transition and move into the energy of inspiration and joy as the motivating factor of our creation. So in that journey or that process, what we are being called to do is to release the ego, meaning surrender. And in the process, what we are also being called is that we need to go in and forgive others and forgive ourselves, and also ask for forgiveness to others for any harm that we have done unintentionally while we were playing the darkness, so that we could release ourselves from all these attachments, so that light could expand, or a light body could expand. So that, for example, As a result of doing so, we will get into the God within consciousness and Christ consciousness energy more and open up our heart center. When we really look at it, when we were playing different roles and identities, when we were in the dark, when we were still in the matrix, playing a certain role that we chose to play in that time, we also have done a lot of harm to others. When we were getting angry, when we were fighting, when we played out jealousy, we, said something that would really hurt other people, all of these things. And so when we really go in and you see that everything is your creation, is basically the idea of God within consciousness that we are coming into, that is related to the Christ consciousness and opening up our heart and opening up and expanding our electromagnetic field at large, is once someone realizes that you've also played that role in the dark, and once you realize that you are not to judge anybody who's in a certain place in their life, because you understand how this all plays, they're just playing a role, because you go into your soul aspect of monad and higher perspective. And so you start to see everything from this point, not like I or the identity or identifying with something. So you have a bigger perspective. Your consciousness is widening and expanding. So you stay neutral and detached, and it's not invoking or provoking you with certain lower vibrational emotions, such as hatred, basically, or that you don't like that person's behavior, or you don't like that person, you like that person, always like preferences and comparisons. So as we do that, the shadow aspect is helping us to really see the duality within ourselves, or the duality within our own consciousness that still exists, so that we can unify them. Meaning, unifying doesn't mean like everything is one and everything is the same. In essence, that is the truth, but also what it does is it's allowing all different perspectives and all these different experiences and experimentations that's going on, that is playing out uniquely for everyone. That is the idea of limitlessness, meaning all possibilities. So the idea of all possibilities that you may have may be very limited to the idea of career or the success that we've been conditioned in this lifetime. But the energy that I'm describing, or the source and Gaia want me to describe here, is a little bit different, or in a higher perspective light, that allowing all possibilities. And as we realize that, what is taking place is that you realize that you also play that role, or you used to play that role of the bad or the good, the bad or the ugly, or however it is, that is what is coming. And now you come to a realization, because you grew and expanded and you were focused on learning. And so instead of judging those people who are in that certain experimentation as bad, you understand. And as a result of that, you have more energy of compassion and empathy, but with wisdom and discernment, because it's not our job to fix them, which is the need of the ego. Ego wants to fix things. And it's not our job, but to simply hold love and light. And the example of that is us just giving them the understanding, instead of judging them on a private level. You may not say that to the person, or you may not do that. Like you see something on TV, for example, or someone's interview, or a show, someone's talking, or the celebrities or someone, we may have automatic judgment towards something. You no longer have that, or you are releasing that pattern right now, is what I'm guided to share as that expansion energy of all possibilities and allowing different things. And that's the idea of limitlessness. And with that energy, the energy of abundance will expand in your auric field, because you no longer have limiting ideas or beliefs about this is what it should be, this is what it's supposed to be, these are what should be, and all of these are tied to the idea of ego, of wanting to fixate or fix or control. And we are releasing all of that together. You see the tie here? That's what how I can describe best and explain best at this time, so that it's all tied to that idea of self-accountability, where all your experiences where you experienced hate towards someone, or you received hate from someone, for example, as a form of judgment, now you see the play at a bigger place. You see the players, the roles that you were playing, the roles that they were playing in each situations, in sort of, so to speak, your past or certain memories. And now you understand what you were doing, you understand what they're doing. And with that understanding, you're no longer attached to that vibration, because you're no longer holding on to resentment, or hidden resentment is what I'm going to share. Hidden resentment, hidden anger, hidden guilt, hidden shame. So that energy is helping an individual to propel forward, is what I'm guided to share, because they're no longer going to react to this whenever it comes up. So that's how we align to the highest timeline, or choose the highest parallel lives that's aligned with the highest, or the highest vibrational version of the earth that already exists. So that's what is taking place right now. And so in order for you to align with the highest parallel life, the version of yourself, it's very important right now to sit with yourself, to connect with your third eye, to connect inward, to really understand, or to first be very clear with the visions of where you want to head and who you want to be. Because every parallel versions, or the parallel, we say versions, but they're just different person. So it's like you are a completely new person in that timeline that you are aligning with, or you choose to align with on a soul level, meaning you used to play these certain belief systems, but in this parallel self of you, you no longer have that. You never had it. You see, that's how it works. So that's what we are doing right now with this energy in October, is what I'm guided to share. And because our physical body, we are here with a physical body, this is very dense universe, we are experiencing limitation automatically. So that's why it is important for us to ground our energy ground our energy to our chakras, and balancing that, and calibrate and recalibrate and anchor these energies into our energy systems, to this vessel right now. So that's what I'm going to share, and this energy that is taking place right now. And as we are balancing this energy out, what also has been coming up was some people, some souls, some individuals have been experiencing, especially if you're a female, but what is coming right now, you could be also a male, but like you could have experienced like pregnancy symptoms since that solar eclipse, lunar eclipse period at the beginning of this year. We're also mentioned a little bit where a lot of star seeds are going to have get pregnant, or you know, feel something in the sacral area earlier this year. The information that came clear to me was so you're going to impregnate your new self, was what I was guided to say and share. And you could really experience it on a physical level, because you may be giving birth to your new self in another parallel timeline, or it could be that you're just being reborn into something, and that energy is carrying that through. So you may be physically giving birth to someone, or you may be physically giving birth to your new self in another parallel timeline, or you could be just experiencing that rebirth, the idea of rebirth experience, where you are giving birth to your self that is aligning to your higher or highest timeline, choosing the parallel timelines right now. So that means you're not the same person. Basically, you're just a different person. You just look the same. So that's why right now the earth is still not fully split yet. So the people from the past looking at you, because you look the same and sound the same, they may confuse you for that version of you that they interacted with, but you are a completely new person, energetically, in essence. You see what I mean? So that's how it is. The splitting process is taking place right now. It's all tied to that. So I hope that I explained this well, so that anybody resonating or needing this information at this time or guidance could be supported. So that is the idea. But you know, we are in that stage, like if it's like a 9-month pregnancy, we are like towards the end. So you know, at the end of December will be the solstice energy, will be the completion. So in my recent video, as I mentioned about the Christ consciousness of the eclipse and the solstice energy and the center point, that it was all tied to that. And another information that I kept receiving once again was about the energy of New York City and the Washington DC, and that's in relation to the US election. And in order for us to support that as light workers and starseeds, by us going in, by us releasing and aligning this energy right now, it's going to help that, because it continuously came up the past few days about the timeline of World War III. We want to move out of that. The Gaia needs to clear the energy out, and so it is important for us, or we want to have that sense of soul purpose and mission right now at this time. That just by us going into that meditative state and aligning ourselves continuously, being self-aware and facing our shadow, is really helping the collective and helping Gaia to move to completely, fully be aligned with the highest timeline right now. And for the future events to take place successfully is continuous message that I'm going to share and has been coming up. And especially the past few weeks, I started to receive the message of the word apocalypse, and the past week or 2 weeks, the message of black swan event. So I don't know what that black swan event will be, that apocalyptic energy is going to be, or that event, but something, a shake-up for innovation or major things changing. For example, Elon Musk launched successfully have launched the SpaceX, I believe, and that information came all of a sudden, because I do not follow the news, or I don't search for it. It just comes as relevant divine information in divine timing. So that was around the 1010 portal. So that's going to ignite and speed up some of the energies, and also that also showed certain concerns about certain future timelines from Gaia and Source, about the AI and technological advancements that's going to speed up things. And because a lot of in the political scenes, there are a lot of star seeds and light workers, but they still hold the duality consciousness very much at this time. So we need to hold that energy of light and the unity consciousness by continuously merging and going in and expanding our heart center with Christ consciousness, or the God within consciousness. And I know a lot of starseeds and light workers who are awakened are working very hard and diligently, but we need to help other starseeds and light workers who are still in the middle of the healing stage, or they're still unawakened very much, in order to further raise the vibration, is what I'm going to share. And so with that, all these so every time you raise your vibration, or you're moving to a higher timeline, there will going to be the lower energies that are going to try to pull you down. So something that I'm going to share is that do not be scared of them, but just understand their tactics and notice how they play. So also, as the earth is separating, meaning some souls are choosing to stay in the dark, meaning they're still running away from the shadow, and therefore they're holding a lot of negative energy. So these people could be part of your family members or close friend groups from the past, and that you are moving out of, or detaching, or you sort of, so to speak, in human language terms, you cut ties or cords, but they will continue to show up to get to you, reach out to you, communicate to you. But what I'm going to share is that you do not want to open up that energetic channel, because the gap between different timelines are widening or taking place faster. When you're about to ascend to a higher vibration, and all these things are going to really, like, in a way, test you, meaning to make sure that you are no longer falling back into the old patterns or reactions to old things, to really strengthen your vibration, to make sure that you can handle now those energies, and you are to expand. So in that point of moving on, or the level up, the word or the cliche terms that is coming is new level, new devil. So you may face a lot of these energies, and you don't want to be in that energy of judgment and perceiving that energy as somewhat of lower, or somewhat of less evolved, or somewhat of less awakened, as in you are superior. That is what I'm going to share very importantly right now, because that's going to lower your vibration. And also, just by opening up contact, just by communicating with those people who hold certain vibration that are in very much negative energies right now, just by sharing or interacting one word or even one thought, it could seep through your energy field, or they are going to try to seep through, and then occupy your mind, occupy emotional state. That's what is coming. So the best way to approach it is because what I was guided to see by Source and Gaia was there were certain people in the spiritual community describing that as, because they're so negative, run away from them as soon as you encounter one. And that was creating a lot of that duality consciousness still, and a lot of fear breathing out of that energy. So Source had me take notice of that energy still lingering in the spiritual community. So what you want, how you want to approach it is not from the perspective of fear that you need to run away from them, you need to avoid them. That's the energy of defense, which is the energy of survival. And it's all about how you are framing it, how you are coming into the effort of neutralizing these old definitions and meanings. So you want to detach from a perspective of understanding rather than perspective of fear that they hold potential harm against you. You see what I mean? Because nothing has power over you unless you give power to that, right? Once you have that on a subconscious level, you perceive that or them as someone that could overpower you and threaten you with their negativity that could lower your vibration. It's not the energy or the perspective that we want to go into. It's just that we want to understand that all these different things are at play right now, and that you want to see from a higher perspective that the roles that you're playing, and this is a very interesting experience right now that we're having, and I was also connected to the Atlantean timeline. So this month especially is very interesting in a way that we were also tapping into the Lemurian timelines, the Atlantean timelines heavily, and also later Lemurian timelines, just all interconnected. So we are clearing all that trauma right now from that timeline and balancing that energy out more. And you are, as a result of anyone doing this, what you are doing is you're retrieving your soul memory and aspect of your soul from these each timeline and different timelines. You could be doing it on an awareness, highly aware level, meaning you remember and you see, you have the psychic visions and memories and you're tapping into the Akash, or you could be doing this unconsciously and subconsciously. So it doesn't matter whether you remember or not. It's just what really what's most important right now is really being aware and tapping into your heart center and grounding this energy on a simply put sense. But to elaborate, that's what is taking place right now. And as you're doing so, you're releasing a lot of the energy through your root chakra. So continue to ground this energy. And as this energy is rising up, you could also experience a lot of tension in your physical body, the nervous system reset, anxiety, hypertension. And so some of the exercises that you can do is, instead of like rigorous muscle building exercise, you want to practice something that could connect you with your consciousness, such as yoga. So when you do yoga and you're really tuning in, it's just allowing your energy to flow, your chi or the prana to flow through, and you're connecting with that and you're working. So you become the creator of your own energy. So you're moving energy inside around. So one of the exercises that you can do is you can just like shake your body up and down and just jump up and down, or like your heel up and down like this, just standing, just jumping lightly when you're experiencing this high tension or hypersensitivity, or you will sense this tension in your body, and release it, and you can use your breath. Or something that you can do on a practical level is to breathe in and out through your nose, and just like, and then you can just simply lightly jump up and down, like in the same position. And then shake your shoulder, your arms. Or something that you can do is, and then you can release the energy in the mental space, in your heart space, and then your lower areas like this. So you're moving the energy out, and clearing the energy. So that's something that you can do. So I'm sitting down right now, so I hope I can show you a little bit, like and then as you move down, you can like do this, like you can fold your back, and then so that's something that you can do. You can do this like 10 times, or you can count to 9, 3 sets of 9, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so that you're clearing the energy. So as you activate your crown chakra, as you anchor this energy down in your physical body, physical vessels, you're grounding that energy in, and you're aligning yourself in your heart center, reconnecting to yourself. You will eventually get clarity, and when you get clarity and clear vision, you can take inspired action in that direction, rather than motivated out of that hypertension or anxiety that is rising up. But that energy is to be removed. But when we fall into the old pattern, you get into that anxious energy, and you're like going into the old pattern of fear of missing out, or you need to be in control. So you may take action out of that anxiety or the fear, rather than inspiration or the vision. So I hope this helps, like anyone who resonates with this energy right now, because this energy is every month it feels different, and this month especially it seems very refined, but actually the energy level is really, really intense compared to the energy that we experienced the previous month, or the month before, during solar eclipse at the beginning of, in the spring season. So that is what I'm going to share. And once again, you want to forgive yourself, and you want to ask for forgiveness for all the harms that you may have done intentionally to other people in different situations and timelines, that you are playing a certain role in identity, a shadow, so that you continue to release. And as you release that, you're going to release yourself from a lot of the attachment to guilt, attachment to shame and anger, so that you can free up and expand further, is what I'm going to share with the energy that's happening right now. Okay. And also I'm being called to mention the energy archetype, especially in animal spirits that I've been connected to, is what I'm going to share. Energy of penguin, fox, horses, black horse, especially right now, owls, rabbits, frogs, parrots. Also the snake energy, okay, the snake energy. So as I was receiving certain information from the Akash about my lifetime in Atlantis as the High Priestess, I suddenly started to receive all this information, and I started to cry in knowing and remembering this month. And before, it was about Lemuria mostly. I didn't have much information coming for me about the Atlantean timeline and about the Emerald City. So if you're connected to the Emerald City, the Emerald Tablet, what I'm going to mention is that you carry the codes of peace. So the white doves also could be very significant at this time, the white snake. So the snake spirit has been coming through as I was tapping into the shadow energy this month. So as I was doing this, like the cobra energy that I also mentioned with the Egyptian timeline clearing, that energy started to come through, but this time was like white snake. And so this month, a lot of dragon energies, a lot of snake energy, the Kundalini energy, of all these ancient timelines are rising up. And with that, okay, do you want me to give certain transmission in regards to this? So I'm going to bring the energy of the snakes. So I'm just going to zap in any of the negative energies or the lower entities lingering in your auric field. Kaia katakaias. Hitikia kawa tikikia takaia takaus. Hutukukua takai tikikia takaia takakuas. Itikikia takawa takikia takikia kukua titias. So I'm zapping these energies out. Putukua titia takawa tikikia takakia tikikia taka. Utukukua takaus. So you could, if you are feeling a little bit or experiencing that energy of stagnation while you are in between these timelines, whether you're in confusion because you are dealing with a lot of the patterns of you don't want to make the mistake or you want to make the perfect choice, which is the ego wanting you to control and fix things. You want to continue to surrender and rebuild or strengthen their relationship with the higher forces with your faith and trust. Allow your body to relax. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. While you are in that relaxation state, I will just perform a quick energy clear up. Utukutua takawa takikia takawa. Hutukua takakaia takawa takikia kawa. Ikikia kawa takakawa takia. So you could have clarity by removing illusions in your third eye. Utukua tikia kawa. Shata. Kukua tikia kawa tikikia sp. Atakaia tikikia takao sp. Itikia kawa tikikia takai tikikia sp. So clearing your third eye right now. Sp. Sp. Removing all illusions to help you get out of the matrix that you may be playing, whatever matrix that is. Just clearing your crown chakra a little bit. So you can connect with your higher forces, your higher self, the cosmic energies better at a clear channel. Clearing your throat to speak your truth, to be more of your authentic self. So removing all these persecution energies, the hexes, the curses in your throat chakra that you've been carrying throughout generations, from all these different timelines of ancient timelines where all your ancestors have been crucified for fully embodying, expressing their unique psychic gifts and talents. Clearing that ancestral energies of past timelines of traumas and that's blocking your energy, removing all this stagnancy. Okay, so they want me to stop here and record it on a separate video on Patreon. So anyone who's willing and in reciprocation for energy, equal energy exchange can come to Patreon and honor my energy that way. Okay. So all the information for Patreon and everything will be in the description box down below. Okay, and I will also share the link of the relevant past videos in the description box for anyone who may want to further connect or explore or learn more. Okay, so if you're experiencing a lot of these shadow energies, a lot of people in the collective right now who are unawakened are going through a lot of the energy of depression, playing out a lot of the negativity. So you don't want to get entangled with this energy. So continue to stay discerning, detached, and hold the energy of love, light, and peace within your heart center so that it radiates out and it helps the collective at large, because your energy is very precious right now, and your work is all being watched by the divine. Everything is not going unnoticed is what I'm guided to share. And also you can be supported with the energy of the sun, just like right now. We've been having very intense wind and rain the past few days. Extreme wind, extreme rain here, and now today the sun is out. So just like that, you can connect to the energy of the sun for vitality, rejuvenation, vibration, cheeriness, that happiness that joy that's going to also expand your energy field, that's going to help you choose or align yourself to your highest or higher timeline, or the parallel timeline that your soul already knows and desires and are feeling pulled to align with. Okay. And also at this time, you're not to look back. You're not to look back no longer. You're to move forward, and continue to focus inward, and continue to harbor your vision and dream that's going to help you propel you forward, rather than constant comparison energy that's going to distract your focus. If it's old pattern of yours to have a sense of who you are, where you are, by comparing yourself with where others are, who others are, how they look, how they appear, what they're doing, then it is time for you to release that pattern, because it's constantly holding your energy back and eating your creative energy force, because you're putting your attention that way. Okay, so tap in so you can re-tap into or reconnect with the visions or the dreams that you had as a child, that you carry that blueprint already when you came here into this lifetime. And as you choose this, work with this expansive, limitless energy, and working with the idea of all possibilities, that is the non-judgment energy, that is the Christ consciousness or the unity consciousness energy right now. Something that I'm also guided to share is that you have the power to go beyond your destiny, the blueprint. So that the 8 pillars that I shared, explained a little bit about based on the Chinese fortune telling, all that reading stuff, right? The working with 5 different elements. It just shows a brief overview of what you came to experience here in this lifetime. But right now, because energy is expanding, we are to go beyond this little limitation of experience, is what I'm going to share. So whatever you choose, you can go beyond, exceed beyond these destiny points, or the blueprint to you came here with, is what I'm going to share, and for you to work with this expansion of limitless energy and have this knowledge and awareness, so you do not fall into despair, or you do not fall into losing hope or faith or giving up right now. And with that, when you are present, you don't need to put effort into being patient, because being patient simply is that idea or the energy that is required when we are out of alignment, out of this present moment of abundance. So when you are simply tuning in and living in that consciousness in the present moment, the message that is coming, insistence means resistance right now. It's going to only slow down the process of ascension. When someone is insisting on a particular outcome, or you're doing something for the fruit of something, so you want to plant the seed today and you want to see the fruits tomorrow, is this old patterns that we've been living under in the age of darkness experimentation. So that's why there are a lot of words about patience were widespread. But when we are living in the present to present, we no longer need that. So that's the idea that we are now to embody further, anchor down further at this time, at this stage. We will continue to do this, but that is the message that I'm going to share for anyone resonating. So simply, once again, to help you ground your energy, I want to simply remind you that you're always here in the right place at the right time, and there are no mistakes in wherever you are. So you are to call back your energy and to simply be here and now, and understand and honor that you're always in the right place at the right time, and whatever you choose to do, you're doing it for your highest good in that time. And if it doesn't feel aligned with your highest timeline, you simply take that as information, as a lesson, and you realign. Okay, that's how we move, ascend, so to speak, is what I'm guided to share. So in that sense, we're not trying to have that idea through comparison that you are afraid of making a mistake. The idea of perfection, that pattern can be further disintegrated and dissolved so that we can transition. Okay, and this is the ability that everybody has. So also what is coming is a little clip from this movie. I forgot the name of the movie. After recording, I may look up, and then I'm going to put the title of the movie here, edited. But it's about the black pianist, and in the early, like when US had that segregation, right, the black and the white, so they weren't, everything was segregated in the early, like 50s, was it 40s, 50s, 30s, even 60s, right? The toilet for white people, toilet for black people, seat for white people, seat for black people. So that energy is like very heavy, like duality and segregation and separation in US history. And so the movie was about this black pianist who was like really, really extremely talented, a prodigy, and he's a very like he has a very refined, graceful nature, and he goes around the tour, and the driver is a white guy, like a typical European immigrant at the time, and they have a really interesting, they develop interesting friendship and relationship that is heart to heart. So the message is about not about the skin color or the race, but the friendship between these two men. And one of the clip was about this white guy who's coming on from a very rough like neighborhood, and the black man, the pianist, is very like refined, more like kind of the royal energy, cast, and then this the driver, who is the white guy, because they're going around the tour around the country in US, he's away from the family, and he took this job because it's paying the bills, and he was writing a letter to his wife, and this black pianist asked him, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I'm writing a letter to my wife." And so, what did you write? And the guy said, "Oh, dear wife, basically I had a, like today I washed my clothes, I drove this, and I drove to this place, now I'm about to sleep," and all of that. And as soon as the black pianist read the letter, "So what are you trying to say?" And the white driver said, just saying "I love you" and stuff, but he's not expressing his love, but he's just stating what he did today and writing her that. And the black pianist is like, "Let me fix it." And then he was like fixing it, like, so whenever I look into the night sky, I see the light in you, I remember that and I long for it, or something like this, like more romantic and more expressive. And that's how he was helping with his letter. And later at one point, he was scribbling, the white driver was scribbling down something on his bed, and the black pianist said, so you're writing a letter to your wife, let me help you fix it. And then he's like, I don't need it, the white guy said, and then let me see. And then he was looking at the letter, and then when he was reading it, he was like, oh, whenever I see the light, I see the sky, and I see it reminds me of the light in our house, that's happiness and you and all of that. So as an exchange of this, what the white guy was learning from the black pianist was he learned to express himself. So he had this ability. And so the black pianist didn't need to help him anymore. He's now able to, he has developed the skill, or this sense of expressing his emotions more in that sense. So that is coming for me to share, as that anybody right now, even though it's like, I don't know what I want, I don't know how affirmations work, for example, I don't know how to envision myself, I don't know how to do this and do that, that's a negative pattern. And if you say, I'm willing to learn and let me see what that's going to lead me into, then open yourself up. Everyone has the ability to learn and progress in that direction, is what I'm going to share. So do not lose hope in wherever you are, whatever that you are doing. Just because you're not seeing the results right now, or the fruits, or simply, there's a saying that's also what I'm going to share, is rejection is redirection, basically. That idea that whatever that you are doing, if it's not working for you, that may not be for you. So you're being called to realign, and to realign you need to go in first. Okay, so that is the process. And also to accept yourself for who you are. That is also working. We are working with this energy simultaneously. So there are a lot of things going on this month to wrap things up, but that's going to all come to an end, or you're going to rebirth yourself, or like some sort of large transformation. We are going through a transformation right now, but what is coming is the solstice. So continue to work on this step by step, as the celestial cosmic energies are all supporting us right now. So just trust that you're always guided, protected, okay? And your intuition is your best protector right now. So use your intuition, trust your intuition, so that you could discern, okay? That serves as your biggest protection right now. So that's all for this part of the video, today's video, and I hope this helped you and served you in any way. And with that, I will end this video now, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.